He still kept the ball field, and people would just drive up.
Hello Dreamers, and welcome back to the Bringin It Home show, presented by the DeVo Bat Company. I'm social media coordinator Tucker LaBelle alongside Director of Operations Roman Weinberg, right back here in the MC22 studio.
Tucker, it's good to be back for episode 2 here in our new digs, the MC22 studio. We love it here, and we are excited to be back. Hard to believe we're in the middle of the season. So to start the show, we want to jump right into all Field of Dreams movie site related news. Of course, that is why we are all here. So exciting news broke earlier this month on Thursday, April 14th. A press conference was held on site regarding the expansion project at the Field of Dreams movie site. It is a youth baseball and softball tournament complex consisting of 9 baseball and softball fields, with a 100,000 square foot field house, a 104-room hotel, an amphitheater which will be on the south side of the bridge upon entering the site, a recreational vehicle park, an all-inclusive playground and park, and jogging trails throughout the facility. The important thing to note for all of the traditionalists and hardcore fans of the Field of Dreams movie site is that the site itself will remain as is, untouched and fully preserved. No need to worry there. We did purchase an additional 100 acres on site to be able to expand the fields away from the original movie site field, so we will still be able to honor the original feel and aura of the Field of Dreams movie site and keep that preserved. Now, moving forward for social media. Facebook and Instagram, we are relaunching and have relaunched our sites and have new accounts. So, Dreamers, we can't do it without you. We need your support. So, we have a new exciting sweepstakes. Later this week here on Friday, the 29th of April, we will be announcing the winner for our sweepstakes. And the winner on Facebook and Instagram, respectively, will receive a complimentary panoramic photo 40 inches wide by 14 inches tall of the Major League Baseball stadium captured during the MLB at Field of Dreams game on August 12th of 2021. The winner will be announced on Friday, and all you need to do is follow us on Facebook and Instagram. So Dreamers, good luck and thank you in advance for your support of the Field of Dreams. Now moving on to local high school softball and baseball and collegiate softball and baseball. Tucker, what have we got going on in the area?
Roman, we got a lot of baseball going on right now in the area. High school baseball has not yet started, but we're going to go ahead and talk about some start dates for our local high schools and touch on how they did last year in some cases as well. Starting out with Beckman Catholic High School, they will start the season off Monday, May 16th on the road against Williamsburg High School to start their season out. Hempstead High School, just down the road from us right now, last year advanced to the state quarterfinals. The question everybody is wondering at the moment is, can they make it back there? We will find out with a season starting off Monday, May 16th against Kennedy High School in Cedar Rapids. Senior High School, again, just down the road from us right now, starts their season off Tuesday, May 24th at North Scott. Looking forward to seeing Senior on the field this year. Wahlert High School last year lost in the state championship game. You have to imagine they want to get back there again. We're going to find out if they can do it starting Tuesday, May 17th at home against Waterloo West. And rounding it out, we have Western Dubuque High School starting their season off May 16th against Cedar Rapids, Washington. And that rounds out our high school scheduling right there. Starting off on the college side of things, we have local Clarke University, currently ranked 4th overall in the Heart of America Conference with a 31-12 record, winning 2 games this past weekend at home against Peru State in some great weather with a great crowd on hand. Now over to Roman for Loras and UD.
And before we jump into Loras baseball and softball, I want to touch on Clarke and their Clarke softball program right now with a record of 9-33. On to the Dewhawks. The baseball program right now has a red-hot record of 26-8. They're ranked 3rd in the American Rivers Conference. Ethan Peters celebrating his 10th save over the weekend against College, and Ethan Peters is now the all-time saves leader for Loras College and gathering his 17th overall career save over the weekend. The Dewhawks softball record right now is 20-8, and they are also off to a great start here in the season. The University of Dubuque, right now their baseball program, an overall record of 18-24 after going 1-2 and losing the series against Nebraska Wesleyan this past weekend. And the softball program for the Spartans is right now red hot with a record of 22-8. Now looking ahead here to the schedules to finish off the season for the baseball and softball programs respectively for each of the schools. Now moving forward to minor league baseball news here. What's going on with our 3 minor league teams, Tucker?
Yeah, Roman, really excited for minor league baseball to be back in the state. Our 3 respective teams are getting things started. The Cedar Rapids Colonels are on the top of our list right now. They are playing a series April 26th through May 1st against the Beloit Skycarp, that is in Beloit. And then they're back home if you want to catch a game against the Quad Cities River Bandits. They are there May 3rd through May 8th. On to the Iowa Cubs. Our Iowa Cubs are a very fan favorite affiliate in the state right now. They are home against the Indianapolis Attractions April 26th through May 1st in that series. And then they are again in St. Paul May 3rd through May 8th to take on the St. Paul Saints. And rounding it out, the Quad Cities River Bandits are off to a good start. They are starting the season off against the South Bend Cubs April 26th through May 1st. That is a home series. And then they are away in a Iowa matchup at the Cedar Rapids Colonels May 3rd through May 8th.
Tucker, I'm looking forward to some minor league baseball here in our beautiful state of Iowa. And regardless, we may not have a Major League Baseball team, but we have some great minor league franchises with long histories. And in fact, we are hosting a minor league game at our Heavenly Movie site here in August, the week of the Major League Baseball game, the MLB at Field of Dreams game. We will have the MILB at Field of Dreams game on Tuesday, August 9th, so be on the lookout for that as well, broadcast nationally, and that will be between the Cedar Rapids Colonels and Quad Cities River Bandits, so looking forward to that. More info on tickets and information on that game to come. We'll be right back after this brief break. This is the Bringin' It Home show.
This month's episode of Bringin' It Home is sponsored by DeVo Bat Company, providing the highest quality wood bats for all age levels. DeVo Bats is devoted to quality, excellence, and craftsmanship. Get 10% off your next order through the month of May by using the promo code FOD22.
Welcome back to the Bringin' It Home show. I'm your host, Roman Weinberg, alongside Tucker LaBelle, social media coordinator for the Field of Dreams movie site. And the Bringin' It Home show is sponsored by the DeVo Bat Company. We have a very special guest here, Carl Tebon with the Loras College Dewhawks. He's been the skipper for the Dewhawks, tracing back to 1996, an alum from Old Dominion University with a master's degree in sports administration. And Carl, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Looking forward to the questions.
Excellent. So we'll start the interview kind of as we always do. Give us a little bit of background with you and your history with the game. How'd you fall in love with the sport and how'd you begin coaching?
Yeah, it all, like any sport, all sports that you play when you're young, we'll be playing wiffle ball, friends, social, but I would say in college you just get to, play college baseball and you get around a group of guys, and next thing you know, here I am, wanting to be a coach, and my career took off from there.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. What challenges have you faced, if any, as the game has evolved over your time of coaching? Is there anything of significance, maybe any comedy there? What have you seen since then?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest change, from when I first started, coaching to now is one, social media. Just from, dealing with players, how you recruit, the different types of things that you have to, might be challenging for an older guy like me that, I have to be involved in. But there's, to the game itself, I think the game is always been pure. You got to get 3 outs in an inning and those types of things. But, the challenges, I think the competitiveness, everybody wants to be a winner, and you're always competing day in and day out. And that's just not in the sport. It's with recruiting and everything that you have to go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you've been coaching now for over 20 seasons, and the preparation game to game, I'm sure you've got it down to a science at this point. Can you walk us through a game to game preparation for you?
Well, first off, this year has been just kind of brutal with the weather and trying to get games, from not only getting games to making sure you have umpires and those types of things. And then once you get the game set, sure, I have a great assistant in Aiden Wojciechowski. We do our spray charts. We do we have 6-4-3 that helps us out manage our game, righty versus lefty matchups, who's got speed on the other team, and everything that goes involved into the game, especially our conference opponents. We have past history, of each hitter, where they hit the ball, how we got them out the previous year. So all those things come into play each year for us.
Mm-hmm. Now, we talked a little bit pre-show, Carl, about the season this year, but is there a season in your mind that you're especially fond of in your many years at Loras that sticks out to you?
Yeah, the 2009 season where we were conference championship and we had a player of the year in Nick Oberdink, which is a Dyersville boy. But, that season always sticks out to us. Last year's year, just going through the COVID things and the way our guys handled it and all those things, and finishing third in the league and finishing in the semifinals in our conference tournament. So, there's a lot of special seasons, a lot of special players that I've had the opportunity to coach. So, but those were a few.
You've had a lot of success over your career. You've led the Dewhawks to over 500 wins. This year, currently, you're ranked 3rd in the conference. And right now, it looks like the sky's the limit for this team. You've got a lot of momentum behind you. Just finished a good series, winning against the Cohawks over this past weekend here. But in terms of previous years, with the pandemic and everything, would you say the change in policies and procedures with training and how that's affected your program, how has it affected your program, but also would you say that it has strengthened the team as a result?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's hard to put a finger on that, because how it changed. One thing it changed is we got 3 seniors that came back this year that we got a 5th year out of them, and it's really easy to coach, and the leadership in our team has really swayed to, I think we have 11 seniors this year on the team, and when I put a finger on something, leadership is the biggest key to a successful year. And just going in the off season, the training that all the guys have to put in, where the coaches might not be at every practice, but it feels like you have a coach there with our senior leadership. So, I think that leadership style that our upperclassmen have has really carried us through to this point.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What do you attribute your team's success to up to this point in the season? Now, we're pretty deep into the season, but what's kind of been that area of success?
I do put it back on the seniors, and if you looked at our beginning of the year, we probably peaked real early as a team this year. We went 17 straight, and that's tough, because what happens then is everybody's coming for you. Everybody wants to put the first, notch in their belt to give us a loss. So I think the expectation of our guys got so big there, and we kind of had a little bit of a downfall, and that's what baseball is. You're not going to be perfect in baseball. It's one of those things where you got to compete every single day and be ready for the challenges. But I think our leadership has pulled us through. We had a great day yesterday, so hopefully that continues.
Now let's change tracks, because after all, this is a show about the Field of Dreams movie site, and you're originally from Wisconsin, but you've been in Dubuque ever since '96 with Loras, And I'm sure, have you been to the movie site? What is your view on the movie site and everything it does for the community?
Yeah, I've done a few things out there, and the term that, might be build it and they will come. God, is it true? It's even people that I know come for a weekend here are recruits. They all want to go out to the site, and I think it's just amazing that how long ago was the movie? I don't even know exactly, but it's like everybody wants to, if they get a chance to go out there, that 20-minute drive from Dubuque, half-hour drive from Dubuque, they want to go out there and be a part of that, and I think that's what's so embracing to it, that people want to do it, and we encourage them, for sure.
Yeah, it's been 33 years and still going strong.
Wow.
And the lessons they live on very well. And with that, in your opinion, what is the most important lesson to take away from the Field of Dreams? There's no right or wrong answer. Everyone interprets it differently. But to you, what is that lesson?
Kevin Costner is one of my favorite actors since Yellowstone started this year and all that. But, I think the big thing, it's the relationship that I pulled out of that movie. He had kind of a conflict with his dad there at the end, and just to play a catch with him and those types of things. I think you can't take relationships for granted. And I think he did in that movie, and that showed people that, hey, just playing a simple catch some days means a lot more to other people than you can think. And it's just like me with my own family or with my players. You want to build those relationships, and I think that movie reflects a lot of that.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Very well said. Carl, thanks for joining the show, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We'll be right back on the Bringin' It Home show, presented by the DeVo Bat Company. Welcome back to the Bringin' It Home show, hosted by Tucker LaBelle and myself, Roman Weinberg with the Field of Dreams movie site. And our next special guest for the day on today's episode is Coach Dan Spain with the Clarke University Pride in his 11th season, coaching his alma mater, an alum from Clarke University. Welcome, Coach, and you are just hot off the heels of your 300th career win leading the Pride this past weekend. So congratulations and welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on.
So obviously a lot of success, 11 seasons and 300 wins already. That's an incredible pace. What do you attribute that success to? The staff that you've been surrounded by, your players? What has this experience been like for you?
Yeah, it's everything. It's definitely my staff, having great, guys that have been here for a while. They've been with me through the whole thing. I've got great support at home. That's a challenging thing for a coach to raise a family. I got 3 little boys at home, and a wife who's way too good for me. That's what I tell her all the time. But no, I'm very blessed to have these people around me and to have a great support system. My parents are still very involved, so it takes a village.
Yeah, it does. It does. And your profession is very much like ours, a little bit different in the fact that we run a tourist attraction, but it's a ball field nonetheless. And the game, we all share that commonality in our love for the game. Where does your love for the game of baseball come from, and how did you begin coaching?
Yeah, I think it started out just being in love with competing. I had an older brother, older sister, and always competing with them all the time, and tagging along, playing with older kids, all different sports. My love for baseball, I think that was something that evolved and came into my life the more experience I had within it. But yeah, no, it's been a great journey. You got to work at it every single day. But the game is very rewarding. If you give to it, it'll give back to you for sure.
Yeah. Did you ever think you'd be a coach?
Yeah, I thought I'd probably be a farmer. I think my original love for baseball would be, out in the field, on the farm, playing catch with my dad, competing with my brother, even throwing rocks, that types of stuff. But I really did have a sense that I would go into coaching, especially when I started to make changes that I needed to make, to become a better man, but also to become a better leader while being a player. Mm-hmm. There was guys that helped me out a lot, so then I want to give back as much as I can.
That's great.
Absolutely. And much like farming, baseball takes preparation and planning. What is your preparation like, day to day before a game day? Obviously, a home game, as we talked about pre-show, is a little bit different than an away game. Just give us a glimpse into that kind of pre-game preparation.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a home game, I got to spend a lot of time on the field figuring out umpires, how we're going to get the water drained off at certain times in the outfield. But I depend on my staff a significant amount, and I've got 100% trust in them. Even when they fail, I know that they're going to respond the right way, and they rarely do. They do what they need to do to be prepared. I've got a young guy who just started with me this year, Jeremy Foreman, who was a player for me for 4 years. He calls a lot of our pitches. It's kind of a collaborative thing. We work together, but preparing for how we're going to set up players, how we're going to set up teams. There's a lot of video out there. There's a lot of different programs. So between the details of spray charts, how we're going to pitch the guys, positioning and all of that, I depend a lot on my staff. For me, I just contact a lot of coaches that I've built relationships with, and I just want to get a feel for what does that team look like? How do they play the game? What's their style? And that's more so, I guess I wouldn't call it expertise, but my comfort zone is just the feel for the game and the feel for the team that we're about to face and what to expect.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You had touched on it a little bit earlier, but I want to touch back on that. Humility and always learning. For you, was there a role model in your life? You talked about your family, but was there someone that had taken you under their wing, a mentor for you that you learned a lot, not just in coaching, but in life in general?
Yeah, I mean, the first people that come to mind are family members.
Yeah.
My mom and dad were very supportive, but also, they weren't going to pat me on the back when I did wrong either. They're going to say, you got to make changes, you got to get better, you got to grow. And so I relied heavily on family. My grandma's passed now, but she was a big impact for me too. The people that had the biggest impact, you don't realize until you really reflect and look back. Yeah. But I've got great people around. I even look at our players. I even look at coworkers, other coaches that don't realize they are a mentor for me, but they are. And I also seek out other things outside of it. I started watching, David Goggins and Jocko Willink, and those guys. They actually did have a big impact on the way I looked at things. And then you eventually become your best mentor when you start taking ownership and responsibility for everything around you. Just things start to work out a lot better than what they would have. When you take ownership of it and you make the adjustments and do what you got to do. But I've had a lot of great mentors. Mike Hyland was another professor I had at Clarke. I was very blessed to have, and there's countless.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's great.
Now, your background in playing baseball on the farm is almost too similar to the Field of Dreams and the message from the movie and the setting itself. But, you being here coaching for 11 seasons and a part of this community for a long time, what does the Field of Dreams movie site mean to you? What does it mean to the community? Do you see it reflected in your recruits when they come on visits? Is that a popular thing for them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a big thing for recruits, but also I just think community-wise is it engages the youth into the game more than what they would. I think sometimes baseball is a hard game for young kids to get really excited about. You either love it or you don't, but I think as you grow in the game, it grows on you. And I think with the Field of Dreams, what it's done is gives that opportunity and pushes that message of everything that comes within the movie, but also the feel and the spirit behind the Field of Dreams and even what we're doing here today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's truly remarkable, and for us as well, we love to give back to the community and be community-centric and focus on our universities and colleges in the area as well. So we're excited to partner with you in terms of something as trivial as umpires, right? Having some of your players get involved with umpiring and officiating some of our youth tournaments throughout the season. So thank you for everything that you do with us, and we enjoy working with you.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
So in terms of, and we had touched on this with Coach Tebon earlier on as well in our first interview with him in the episode, but in terms of that, with the pandemic and all the changes, all the challenges and obstacles that you've faced, what are some tactics, policy changes, procedures that you have found successful to help navigate that uncertainty for you?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to find a balance. You're trying to lead a group of people in a time where a lot of people are confused on what they should be doing, how they should be going about it. So the thing I think that I've polished in my own life over this period of time is just focusing one day at a time. Take advantage of that opportunity you have right in front of you. Be present with what you're doing, and don't worry about what happened before or after. Just take care of what's going on right now and today. Today we got to get better as a team. As soon as this is done, we're going to go and get after it, and we got big games coming up. So that's the biggest thing I take, is just being present and focus on what you can do right now.
Yep.
Absolutely. And now the final question, the great question we love to ask. You know, in your opinion, what is the most important lesson to take away from the Field of Dreams movie? And obviously the lessons change the more you watch it and when you watch it in your life. But what is that lesson for you?
Man, every time you watch it, I watched it again last night, and every time there's a new life lesson throughout the whole thing. But what I would say is just, recognizing life lessons right in front of you. I think recognizing the small moments and how big and significant they can actually be, like playing catch with your dad or playing catch with your mom even. So that's what I took from it, is just, being able to reflect on our own lives and how it impacts us individually. And it just takes me right back to playing catch out in the cornfield, waiting for the combine to dump. And, it really has brought up a lot of great memories for me, and it means a lot to us, the community, and, to everyone worldwide that is a part of the movie.
Yeah, that's perfect. Great answer. Well said. Dan, thanks so much for joining the show, and good luck the rest of the season.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for everything you do.
We'll be right back here on the Bringin It Home show.
Welcome back into the Bringin It Home show, guys. We're excited to have you back, and hopefully you enjoyed those two interviews as much as we did. Coach Dan Spain of Clarke and Carl Tebon of Loras gave us some amazing insight, and even more than that, some amazing connections that they have to the Field of Dreams movie site and the message behind it. Roman, what did you think about that?
Great members of the community, great coaches, but overall great people. Coaching is a people's business as well. You have to be relatable for your players, and you're a leader. You have to influence your team and be able to inspire them, and both have obviously had a lot of success at that, with Dan Spain just earning his 300th win with the program, leading the Pride to that this past weekend, and obviously with Coach Tebon and over 500 wins for the Dewhawks. A lot of success for those guys, and we wish both of them and their respective teams success here as they finish out the season in 2022. Moving forward, next month here, it is May, and we are looking forward to the next episode of the Bring It Home show. You can find us the final Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. Catch the Bring It Home show, and this episode will be re-airing here this Saturday. So for more details and on all prior episodes, you can go ahead and find us on MC22's website, and these will be on our YouTube channel as well. From Roman and Tucker at the Field of Dreams movie site, this is the Bring It Home show presented by the DeVo Bat Company, and as always, keep dreaming.